Wrestling fans, on July 29th at Crown Plaza Hotel in Warwick, Rhode Island, come meet Glenn Jacobs, Lena Fanine, Lisa Marie Varon, Candice Michelle, Ultimo Dragon, Funaki, plus 30 other superstars. Tickets available now at immortalseats.com.
Wrestling fans, promoters, wrestlers, and anyone who enjoys pro wrestling now have something new to be excited about. The Wrestling Fans International Association, the WFIA, is back. WFIA is an association that exists to promote, grow, and support professional wrestling throughout the world. Membership is free. Your membership includes a free digital bi-monthly publication of the Wrestling Fan News newsletter, association updates, voting privileges, and much more. Please go to thewfia.org, that's THEWFIA.org, and become a member today.
What's going on, everybody? This is the Pro Wrestle Zone, and we are live here on this wonderful Monday afternoon. Rick Del Santo here, joined by Showtime Marcel Williams on the World Sports Broadcasting Network, WSBN. We're going to bring you all the greatest wrestling talk. What's up, Showtime?
What's going on? We are here live. Obviously, it's Monday, so if you're listening to us or watching us, we're going to start your Monday off right. I know certain people don't like Mondays.
I should be in bed right now.
Should be. We've
had a lot of great wrestling. Do you know how much great professional wrestling has been happening each and every weekend? Like, it's unbelievable, as of late, what has been going on, right?
Yeah, we have went from having probably a match of the month to being a match of the week all the time. So yeah, it's been wrestling is on. Some people say it's not the boom period, but I think it's kind of the boom period.
I think that there is more wrestling now than when I grew up with in the 1980s when wrestling was huge. And you were, you'd be able to watch, Saturdays, you'd be able to watch 5 or 6 different hours of professional wrestling. Now it's like you can watch probably 18 hours worth of wrestling just in the day. You know what I mean?
Every day.
Every weekend, there's what kind of major event GCW's booking and Impact or, AEW. What company has something on Fight Plus? You know what I mean? It's pretty amazing about the world of professional wrestling right now.
Yeah, it was different. I mean, in the 90s for me, Saturdays was the go-to, and then you had Mondays. And that was it. And then you have the every other 2 days out of the month where it was a WCW pay-per-view one week, and then the next weekend it was WWF pay-per-view at the time. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is every day wrestling. And like I said, I mean, I wish we could reverse the time where it was like that around when I was a kid. I'll probably be watching it every day. But even back in the 90s, the indies wasn't as popular. I mean, you probably seen stuff here and there that pop up, but even now the indies are on TV, and you could catch the indies and catch the stars when they first start all the way into the majors. So it's a different time now.
Yeah, there was not, sometimes there would be a small company that would come around. Maybe they'd have television for you'd be lucky, maybe 3 to 6 months maybe, and just disappear. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? On some, maybe they would get it on a sports channel or maybe your local ABC affiliate or something to that effect. And it was always quite interesting. Seriously, but now it's there's so much. It's so much different because there's all these different streaming services, so that just adds to the mystique, I guess, to the awesomeness of the world of professional wrestling. Because you can literally, there's YouTube, there's IWTV, all sorts of stuff that, and it just it's kind of interesting, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a great time to be discovering different wrestling if you're not into one thing.
Yeah, it is. Matter of fact, I'm actually correct what I said. I did get a preview of the indies because truthfully, ECW kind of was like that indie type feel. So it just hit national. So I rather take that and say, yeah, that was kind of like the indie type feel that we got, different from what WCW and WWF was producing.
They were doing a lot of different stuff as opposed to like WWF and WCW. They were just all over the place. And of course, those two companies ended up taking influence from ECW as well.
Absolutely.
What else we got here today? What have you been up to outside of the world of professional wrestling? Don't sound too excited. Yeah.
Yeah, work and you know what? Fun fact, wasn't a fun fact, but last week my basement flooded.
Oh my goodness.
Because we had a flood in my area. So we caught it in time and kept on working on it, and obviously stopped and then ended up getting it dried or whatever. So I got some stuff to do in the exterior area to make sure that it don't do that again. I already did the inside and made sure everything is copacetic in there, but the outside is next, and it's coming together.
Do you have a wet vac, like one of those ones that can, shop vac or whatever? Oh, geez.
Let me tell you, here we go. Here goes the story. So I'm sitting here, it's flooding, and I'm sitting here using the shop vac, and the shop vac blows. It starts smoking. Yes. So I had to go to the store, go get another shop vac, and we ended up cleaning what we had to clean up. But went downstairs later, it still was kind of like coming back. I was like, oh, it looked like I didn't do nothing down here. Great, super. So it finally stopped. It finally stopped seeping through the basement. And I guess my wife had the window open in the living room, and she thought that dogs peed in the living room. But actually it did. Does that mean the water went through the window and went on the floor? It seeped down into the gym area on the top of on the ceiling. So it had little wet spots that we was trying to figure out where the fuck it came from. Sorry for the cursing, but right. I was really tight. I was really tight. That's my my last weekend type of deal. I'm kind of glad that you didn't contact me last week, because I was actually swimming. So
we were supposed to do this last weekend, and it's my schedule got a little bit hectic, and it just didn't end up happening. Wow, apparently you were just a little too busy. We've had so much rain and crazy rain. Now last night, did you get a lot of rain where you were in Waterbury?
No, actually, did it rain last night?
I was in Cheshire, so Connecticut, and it was bad, man. It just started coming down. At first it was supposed to start. Well, it did overnight first.
Oh yeah,
and then it
right.
wasn't like
you're right.
Crazy or anything like that. And then probably around 6 o'clock, it just started coming down so hard. I was at work and just looking out the windows, and it was just freaking nuts.
So I'm gonna tell you something funny.
Yeah.
So while the basement was flooding, and I didn't know what was going on, so me and my wife sit in the living room, and we was like, "Was there a flood last night?" We didn't hear nothing about no flood. So we see Alexa over there glowing. So we asked Alexa, we were like, "Alexa, what's going on?" She's like, "Oh, it was a national flood warning between the time that we would sleep and chilling and watching TV and sleep." So actually we slept the whole time while a flood was going on and didn't even know it until we went down the basement. So I'm sitting here like, it could have been a tornado outside. I wouldn't even know. We were just sitting here.
There was a tornado warning.
Was there?
Yeah.
Well, it makes it even worse.
Me and my son were driving to his basketball practice. He's like, "Oh, I got to go to basketball." He always tells us, "Got to go to basketball." Jeez, man, freaking Saturday. Don't I get time to rest? But so he's got to go to basketball practice, and then he's like, "Can we go to Dunkin' Donuts first?" Because he wants to get his breakfast sandwiches, and I'll get a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the drive-through, and it just starts coming down so insanely hard. It is ridiculous. And then he just goes, "Turn around and go home." I said, "Are you sure?" He goes, "Yes." I said, "It is very much unlike him to not go to practice, no matter what the weather. It could be snowing, a monsoon, otherwise. But this time, all of a sudden, he just looks out and he goes, 'Just go home.'" It was the weirdest thing ever. So the rain got him that day for some reason.
It's just been the most. We was talking about it at my job. This is like the worst summer. I think summer started today because it was actually sunny this weekend. It's gonna be sunny tomorrow, and it was sunny today. So I'm just gonna say summer just started July, mid-July. They just started. Those are just spring showers that we've been having.
Yeah, we've been, dude. It's been insane. Like I think that a few years back, probably like 10 years back, we had an insanely wet summer as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would just rain like every day for like probably a week or so at a time. But this time, while it's not as bad, it's also not nearly as hot as it has been in the summers of past.
No, it's not.
It's weird. I haven't really had to use my air conditioner often.
Well,
I don't know about you guys.
Nah,
Yeah.
I have because it's like a sauna upstairs. Because obviously, heat rises. So
Right.
it started getting like sauna hot in both rooms on my top floor. So we've been using the AC. We turn it off rarely because at nighttime it's not that serious, but that daytime, yeah, no.
Oh, during the day, sometimes, yeah. My wife also I think that she's gonna die if I put the air on at night. Because to me, I'm hot all the time, no matter what. And like one day she was like, "Oh, can we put the air on? It's so hot." And I'm like, "This is so freaking weird." So I'm like, "All right, cool." And like an hour later, because the thermostat's like next to my bed, like my side of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Oh my god, it's so cold in here. Can you just shut this off?" So I'm like, "You wanted it on."
Well, I got set up the other morning because I was sleeping peacefully, and my wife ends up turning the AC off. So I'm waking up. I'm like, why is it so muggy in here? So she turns it off and leaves me in the room while it's off. I said, oh, she's trying to assassinate me here. Okay, I see what's going on. It's crazy.
It happens to me.
Watch out
every
for the
day.
wives, yo. Watch out for the wives out there.
Yes, absolutely.
So we
before
was
get into
talking about the
wrestling-
wives too before we get into wrestling. We was talking about the wives before we came on here. And you
I think we were
told
talking
me
about 90 Day Fiance, right?
Yes, 90 Day Fiance. And I told you I watched Love and Lockdown. I got stuck watching that.
She watched that, and I think that my daughter is like a victim of the 90 Day Fiance story, I guess you could say. She got this boyfriend, and it's I don't want to come off as sounding like an a-hole or anything like that, but this dude's like really pressuring her to be married and get married like soon. He's from Jamaica. Yeah, he's from Jamaica, so I'm just like, this is kind of like you're kind of being funny about it, you know? So,
yeah, exactly.
That's just my vibe, like how I'm picking up. He seems like a nice guy, but it just seems like he's just the way he's
trying to
like,
rush.
really. Yes, exactly. So I'm just like, something's going on. It just seems suspicious to me. So, I don't think they listen to this program, so they won't hear it.
He'll probably find out some way. He probably find out some way.
I've even said it to my wife, and she looked at me. She goes, "You know what? I never thought of that." And I'm like, "How'd you never think of that?"
Yeah, exactly. But you know what though? It's like that's a normal thing that happened. Love and lockdown. So that's
Right.
Got a lot of people that write to their people and all that other stuff and try to like get married in jail and all that stuff. So it's something that normal happened that ends up on TV. But I kind of feel like you ever watch the movie The Truman Show
I haven't.
with Jim Carrey?
Let me think about that. I think so. Is it the one where he's in like a TV show?
Yeah.
I think so.
That was kind of like the first like debut of reality television. I kind of feel like to me.
Right. Well, what about the real world?
Well, you had the real world, yeah, but I think they probably you're right. You did have the real world, so yeah. But I kind of feel like that one person, like where you follow that one person around, we had like 6 people in the real world.
Yeah, that was some bullcrap like that. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. So, pro wrestling. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Let's see. We've had some good stuff as of late. Did you get a chance to watch Blood and Guts? We can just talk about the match if you want.
Yes. Blood and Guts. Before we get to Blood and Guts, what do you think about this MJF and Adam Cole series of events that's been going on for the last couple of weeks.
It's pretty dang goofy, wouldn't you say?
It's goofy, but it's very entertaining.
Okay.
I enjoy it.
Well, you know, the wrestling is the variety show, and I don't always like to like my comedy in wrestling, but this is just, man, it's kind of dumb. It's kind of dumb.
You think so?
You know? Yeah. It's kind of dumb, but that's, you know, it's
not
obviously
for everybody.
No, it's definitely not. But obviously, they're building it up. Obviously, there's going to be a turn. Obviously, you know, it's not just going to be, you know, it's I don't even know where they came up with this idea to do this, but I watched what is it? Where was it where they were playing video games? What show was that they were just sitting there playing video games? Dynamite the previous week?
That was Dynamite the previous week, yeah.
Right. And it just seems so lame. It seemed like it was something WCW would have done in 2001.
Was that bad?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I feel you. I feel the filming of it is kind of like a very independent filming situation, but
right.
I did like the fact that they visited that Boston restaurant that is very famous for wrestlers going there. I've been there before. Very good place.
Really?
Yes, very good Chinese food.
Oh, I like me some Chinese.
Yeah, they got some good food there. I went there after a Rumble show that they had there at the TD Garden. So it's a very good establishment. When the wrestlers are there, they make sure they have them on the other side. They cut them off away from the fans because obviously fans will act like they want to go eat, which I was one of them. I went there to go eat. I had never eaten, so I mean, it's not like.
Did you end up hanging around with anybody?
No. I didn't even know the wrestlers was there, truthfully, until somebody was telling me like the wrestlers are over there. I was like, oh, this is their establishment. And then I started seeing along the years of every time wrestlers come to Boston and perform, they go there. So that's actually the Ribera of Boston.
Got you.
Yeah.
All right. I think somebody mentioned that the other day, actually,
yep.
To me, that it's the equivalent of the Ribera Steakhouse from Japan.
Yeah, that's the spot. That's the spot.
So
but Blood and Guts was good. I enjoyed Blood and Guts. It was Kota Ibushi is kind of like, I know he's been through injuries and stuff, and I kind of wanted your opinion on that. I don't know if you talked about that in general. Kota Ibushi, the way his appearance is way different than it was months or years ago. So obviously, I know people age.
Oh, of course, but he's not even that old. He's probably 30-something years old.
Yeah.
For me, he did not do much in this damn show, in this match. He did not wrestle like Kota Ibushi. You know, obviously he's been through injuries, but it just didn't seem, I don't know, man. It just didn't seem like Kota Ibushi to me.
It seemed like an imitation Kota Ibushi there.
Yeah.
I hate to be that guy. I mean, I understand people go through injuries and stuff, and he went through a time with New Japan, but I really like once he came through that curtain, I was like, dang, man, like what happened? And even the performance, like even like his kicks wasn't connecting the way it was, all that stuff. Hopefully he's all right physically, but it wasn't the Kota Ibushi that we was hyped up to see in all the pictures and all the match cards that we seen coming up for Blood and Guts.
What did you think about the bed of nails and Kenny Omega going into the bed of nails?
That was real gruesome, even down to the glass. Even though it probably was a work glass, still
the sugar glass.
Very gruesome. Yeah. I liked the spot with the thumbtacks. That was great.
Well, they dumped him through the top of the cage, correct? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, he dumped through the top of the cage while they was about to go for a power driver. And just the look of Claudio and Pac looking down and then looking up, like and looking at each other, like, oh, they about to backdrop us into this. It was great. I like that spot. It was good.
So I did not get a chance to watch the Ring of Honor pay-per-view yet. So have you seen that yet?
I didn't either, but I heard that Willow Nightingale and Athena main evented, which was a very good, hell of a match.
Really? I'm gonna have to check it out because I'm a little bit behind and too busy right now. Me and my wife are trying to get our house in order. So
I feel you.
We're doing a lot of reshaping, I guess you could say.
What do you think of LA Knight?
I love LA Knight. I mean, I've always liked, Eli Drake or whatever you want to call him. I've always been, obviously I've seen him here, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, a lot in the past under what was his name? I don't remember his name, but I've seen him there in the past as well. But do you think they're going to pull the trigger on LA Knight? Or do you think they're just going to cool him off, even though the fans really want to see it? I mean, the fans really wanted to see the Sami Zayn, and just when they pulled the trigger, they put it back. They put it back in there. So
I don't know. I kind of feel like the LA Knight is going through that Zack Ryder effect. I know a lot of people kind of say that. Yeah,
okay,
he's over, but the company don't want him to be over. Obviously, Triple H, if you're over, he'll push you and he'll follow that. But I kind of feel like that's why we didn't get into that yet of who's booking and what. Obviously, it must be split booking, but I kind of feel like he's so over, they don't want him to be over. So it's messing up his run that he's supposed to get. SmackDown didn't make no sense for you to have him lose that 4-way to have Rey Mysterio face Santos. That didn't make no sense.
I got the results here. It's in front of me. We're going to talk about it. It's Rey Mysterio defeated LA Knight, Cameron Grimes, and Sheamus in just over 18 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why Rey Mysterio go over? That's one thing, because he's at that age. He does not need to go over anymore. It's not going to hurt his character.
Exactly.
So he's not. He's at that age. Sheamus is also another guy, and now he's just become that guy that's the proverbial good hand.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Cameron Grimes, I think, has a bright future with the WWE, as well as LA Knight. I think could be a very good headliner with that company for many years to come.
Yeah, I agree with that. Cameron Grimes is really he hasn't been on TV in a while though.
No,
he only did his few things with Baron Corbin, and then he floated off somewhere. But obviously the pick was supposed to be LA Knight here, and they still didn't pull the trigger. I heard there's a rumor going around on certain media saying that it may happen after SummerSlam, which I don't get that. I mean, I don't know why you would not pull the trigger at SummerSlam, but
it's really only a week away. So
yeah, exactly. 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks? It is 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks.
Yeah. So we'll have to see where that goes. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I would love to see him. To me, that would be like a nice, fresh face in the title picture.
Yeah, Austin Theory not working out. I like Austin Theory. Austin Theory is a good performer, but what he got going on with his gimmick in the United States Championship is not working.
Well, they're just keeping him there in that position. They're not really pushing him past, say, like a United States Championship type run. You know what I mean? They're just giving him that mid-card push and not really giving him – it doesn't seem like they're giving him the opportunity to go further and get bigger.
But not only that, you sat here and had him beat John Cena at WrestleMania. Yes. And he have not capitalized off that, making that promo that John Cena even made saying beat him. It may not even matter what happens after. And then look what happened after. It really haven't been going on. Nothing.
Doesn't matter. Yep. Yep. So we ended up having let's see. We had Charlotte and Io Sky. Charlotte took this one 15 minutes.
This match had some clunkies in there, but I kind of feel like this match could have been way better. I was wondering why this match was even on TV in general, because you had a Money in the Bank winner in Io Sky, and you had Charlotte who's challenging for the women's championship at SummerSlam. So, Io Sky ended up taking the loss, which was crazy. I really did not agree with this match being on TV.
It could have been a bigger match if they built it up properly, I think.
Absolutely.
Because the two of them are, it's Io Sky, who's like the top women's wrestler now, or else she wouldn't have had the briefcase.
Exactly.
And, Charlotte is Charlotte. Charlotte is Charlotte. she is the top women's wrestler in the sport.
Absolutely, but I mean, this match could have happened on a premium live event, but I guess we had to have it on SmackDown.
Of course, let's go back here. Santos Escobar defeated Austin Theory.
Why? That's all I gotta say.
Why are you putting? I mean, not putting over. Well, why are you burying your United States champion that supposedly, was the guy? And it's been over a year. He's been getting this push for over a year. Wouldn't say. Do you think he's suffering from the Drew Gallagher theory in a way? Do you remember the original Drew Gallagher when he came into WWE?
Yes.
Where he was the chosen one and he did absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
But they kept calling him the chosen one.
He had to get released and then come back to be Drew McIntyre. So,
yes.
But the thing is, I mean, I don't even know, dude. This match didn't make no sense. Besides you beating the United States champion, you got the same guy, Santos Escobar, facing Rey Mysterio next week for the chance to face Austin Theory. So why even have these fatal four-ways? You could just had Escobar just beat him in his non-title match to get a title shot at SummerSlam. It just didn't make no sense. You have Michael Cole trying to explain it, talking about, they brought earlier, so this led to this match. That don't mean nothing. You can say that all day. I don't care. Why is this match even happening?
I mean, do you think Vince Russo was booking?
It's crazy.
Right. From there, we had Dominic Mysterio defeating Butch. He defending his North American Heavyweight Championship. Yes, by the way, this past week he won the NXT North American Championship. Dominic Mysterio. Dominic with his first singles title, I believe. Correct?
First ever singles. Well, singles. I would say championship, but he had the tag team championship before. So exactly. First singles championship.
What do you think about that whole thing?
I kind of feel like it didn't have to happen on NXT and the NXT talent, but I guess they're trying to boost the ratings for NXT. So, I guess it had to happen if they want to boost the ratings. It's having Judgment Day on NXT and Raw.
Every time they try that, it doesn't make a difference. They bring talent down to NXT. It doesn't make a difference at all.
No, it doesn't, but it did make a difference for the rating. I think the rating went up with Dominic winning the championship. Went up to 700,000 viewers.
Whoa, 700,000.
700,000.
What do you think about the Roman and Jey Uso segment there?
It's a typical Roman storyline, which I've been enjoying. I'm not saying that I don't enjoy it. I don't want to say I get bored with it, but we already know where this road is going. Jey Uso has the hope of defeating Roman Reigns and ending these over 1,000-day reign, which is not going to happen. I mean, it's they said this is tribal combat.
And the tribal combat is what they're calling this.
Tribal combat. So, I mean, we're going to figure out what this match is all about, what it is. I guess it's a street fight match, no who's barred match, but Roman Reigns going to end up taking this one. I mean, the reign is going to continue. And I'm looking forward to the match. I'm looking forward to the story being told.
Is there anything else you want to add in for the WWE, or for SmackDown, I should say?
Nah, SmackDown was a show. I mean, there'd be good weeks and then there'd be bad weeks. You kind of know who's booking what. So, I mean, it was all right. It was solid.
Right. Hang on, I got an itch. I gotta remember to edit that out.
That's funny.
God damn. And we're back. We're back. AEW Collision this past Saturday as well.
What you have thought about Collision for the last few weeks before we go into this one?
I gotta be honest with you. I've quite enjoyed Collision. It's kind of like, in a way, whereas what are the two shows over there? Raw is kind of blah, so Dynamite kind of blah, and SmackDown's the better booked show, and so Collision seems to be the better booked show.
Yes.
Tell me I'm wrong, people. Anybody?
Nah. Collision has been the top show throughout the week, every week.
It's a little bit pulled back, I guess you could say, a little bit more low key in a way, as far as like the way professional wrestling is. It's a little bit more of a actual professional wrestling show.
Mm-hmm.
So it concentrates a lot more on that, I feel. And it's just the way it's presented is just a lot different, and it's a lot better.
Yeah, it sure is. I enjoyed the Saturday night's main event type start of the interviews, and then they kick off the intro, and then it goes into live. And I enjoyed the last few episodes. It's been over a month. Obviously, I don't care about the ratings, what's going down. Obviously, they on a terrible time slot Saturday in the summertime, but it's a very entertaining show. And hopefully, as we go into the fall, into the winter season, the ratings start to go up. People be inside, watch it on Saturdays.
I think summer for professional wrestling is down as a whole, really.
Yeah,
a lot of people are out doing stuff in the warmer weather.
Some people have a heart attack of seeing like the rating go down a certain type, but it is what it is. Man. It's summertime, everybody outside cooking on the grill. I mean, who won't come inside and watch it at 8 o'clock at night? People out here clubbing, cookouts.
Sitting on my back deck drinking.
All that stuff.
We started the show off with Ricky Starks getting out of his car and going to the ring, being interviewed by Tony Schiavone. I just want to say this. AEW has been around 4 years. And every time I watch the show, I get happier and happier. I get to see Tony Schiavone on my television again.
Tony Schiavone is a national treasure.
He really is.
Professional wrestler.
Absolutely. After not seeing him for 20 years on television, maybe?
Way over a decade.
Yeah, so it's probably close to 18 years, maybe 19 years. So and I remember the first episode of Dynamite when it premiered, and hearing him, I was just like, God damn, man, that reminded me of my childhood watching NWA World Championship Wrestling on Saturdays.
And you know what's so crazy about it? He is so, even when it first, AEW first started, so revived. He was actually on MLW before AEW got in business.
He was.
It was just great to hear him. Have you heard him in the death of WCW around the 2000, 2001? He really was burnt out.
He even spoke about it in interviews. He said that he literally hated working for a professional wrestling company at that time period because he was so miserable. And you could hear it in his voice. And just there was so many changes going on in WCW, and everything was just falling apart, and he knew it was falling apart. And and then he took off. I think he made 1 or 2 TNA appearances, but what was it, 2018? He made an appearance for the National Wrestling Alliance. I think their 70th anniversary show. I could be wrong. Yeah, I know he did make an appearance for them, and then he got pulled into MLW, and then got pulled into AEW, and it's just. Man, is it awesome hearing that guy's voice commentate a professional wrestling match each and every week.
Yes, it is.
What do you think of Ricky Stark's promo and CM Punk coming out for this?
It was a good opening. I want to try to have them shy away from this. Even though you had the interview earlier, continuous interviews with everybody else. This is the first kind of I think the second Collision basically having promo segment in the beginning. So, matter of fact, I'm lying, probably third, because you guys see him with the opening, the first ever Collision. So, I like doing, the setup for a tag match, which we ended up having at the end of the show. But this crowd, they legit like Ricky Starks. I don't know who decision in the back thought this was going to work, but they need to make CM Punk heel. They have to. It's to this point now. You got some supporters out there, but then you got Ricky Starks that was really hot, and now you're sitting here and turning him heel.
I'm telling you that Ricky Starks is the golden treasure for the world of professional wrestling. He is like we were just talking about LA Knight just a few moments ago, that Ricky Starks is that guy for AEW. I think he is the future of professional wrestling. I said that probably last year. Even when he was working with the NWA, I said, man, this kid's really good. But he working with AEW. He's getting a chance to shine a little bit more and explore himself a little bit more. That guy is a future AEW World Champion, just a future star, I think.
Yeah, he is, and Collision is the best way to be on. I mean, obviously they want a separate type of roster on Collision, which is fine. More TV time for everybody else. And I look forward to this little feud that we're going to have right here between these two. CM Punk and Ricky Starks.
I think you're right, though. I think Punk needs to be the heel. Ricky Starks needs to go be the baby face. But it's funny because there's like a lot of times like you see that look, AEW fans are going to cheer whoever the hell they want to cheer for, no matter what, whether baby face or heel. If it's, they cheer MJF and he's supposed to be the biggest heel in the company and they cheer him like he's a baby face.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
So. All right, so we had Jay White and Juice Robinson defeating Action Andrade and Darius Martin. So, it wasn't that bad.
Nah, it wasn't that bad. It was a good, solid win for Jay White and rock hard Juice Robinson.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good one that they needed after that straight classic 2 out of 3 falls last week. We thought about it, 2 out of 3 falls match between FTR and Bullet Club Gold. I enjoyed it. Almost an hour.
Almost an hour. Yeah, it went almost an hour. I mean, did you get any better than that match? I mean, that match was fire.
Yeah, it was.
Straight fire.
Even the match that they had the week before last was even better, but this one was real good. Match of the year candidate.
Match of the year candidate. This year we're gonna have to do our match of the year candidates and all the other awards and shit stuff.
Yeah, it's always match of the year, like every week.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to take all those each and every week. Figure it out. So the announcers highlighted Willow Nightingale's week with her Owen Hart win, and then her performance at Death Before Dishonor against Athena, and then we're gonna have to cover that. We're gonna have to watch that Ring of Honor event. I think maybe I'll watch it when I get out of here and try to talk about it over the weekend, this coming weekend with you.
Me and you both. I may have to check it out later on.
Yeah, because I actually heard it is like an A+ show from several people. I've read about it. This guy at work was telling me how good it was. So maybe I could get to it finally tomorrow.
I'll check it out.
We had
I'll give it a chance.
We had Miro defeating Nick Camarado. I don't really have much to comment on this one. Do you have anything to comment on this one?
Nah, they just build up Miro. I don't know who to face who or get what title shot, but Miro is the guy, man. I'm glad he's back on TV. He had the best, probably one of the best TNT title reigns out of everybody else that I ever seen. So besides Brody Lee, but Miro. I like the build.
Yeah. We had the AEW World Trios match at House of Black. Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black defeating the Acclaimed Anthony Bowens, Max Caster, and Billy Gunn.
Yeah,
that's exactly how I expected this to win. So,
did you expect the House of Black to come out? I thought the Acclaimed was going to take it.
Really? Okay.
I really thought they were going to take it.
I went in thinking that it was going to be the House of Black walking away. I did not think the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn were going to win it. I mean, it would have been really odd if that happened to me. I mean, but then again, I like the element of surprise, so you never know.
True, never know. Live television.
Yeah, man, you gotta shock the world sometimes.
No,
it wasn't a bad match.
On a good run.
Yes,
they've been on a good run. I really enjoyed their run. Even a singles run that they've been having, especially for the last few weeks on Collision. So the little tease of Billy Gunn laying the boots in the ring, huh?
I'm surprised he's still active as a wrestler, to be honest with you.
His guy is in great shape.
I mean, he looks kind of like Roma, okay? At what?
Yeah, he does.
50-something, almost 60 years old. The guy looks just like he did when he was in his 20s, for crying out loud. Like he's
I don't know about
he's
that,
probably
but
he's probably even more ripped than he did in his 20s. At least
yeah,
his son is now.
yeah, he is. But you could tell by the face that he's kind of. Before you couldn't tell by the face, but now you can tell by the face that he's basically like the age done really got caught up with him.
Mm.
Hate to say it,
No, you're
come
right.
at me.
No, I got you. We had Taya Valkyrie and Sky Blue. Taya Valkyrie became victorious. I'm really liking Taya Valkyrie's run here in AEW. I mean, I think she's been fantastic as of late.
Nah, she has. Ever since she came off that Jade Cargill loss, they kind of built her a little bit more better. So I enjoyed every bit of Tyra Valkyrie coming out here performing. She's a very underrated talent.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So let's see. What else? Is that it? No, it's not it. What the hell am I talking about? We had the main event. Ricky Starks and Christian Cage defeating CM Punk and Darby Allin. Yeah, man.
What do you thought of this match? Be honest.
Actually, to be honest with you, I didn't actually end up getting. I only watched the beginning of it. So I had somebody showed up at my house, and I ended up having to go outside and bring them something. So what happened there?
No, they tried to tell the story of Ricky Starks holding the ropes again, and beating, winning the match, beating Darby Allin and CM Punk. So CM Punk, second loss in a row on Collision. So I enjoyed it. It was a good, solid tag team match. Christian never ceased to amaze me at the age that he is as well. With the
I think he's my age, right? Isn't he my age? I'm 47 years old. Isn't he like the same age?
Is he?
That's what I hear.
I mean, I take it. He's performing like he's freaking like early 40s.
Yeah.
Early 40s, late 30s.
What else we got here? Did you have, we do have a rundown for this week's this coming what's it called? Dynamite.
Do it. What's the lineup?
We got AR Fox and Orange Cassidy for the international title. Darby Allin and Swerve Strickland. Britt Baker and Taya Valkyrie, which I think that'll be a very good match. Pac
That's gonna be solid.
Yeah,
I'm not a Britt Baker fan.
No,
no, I'm really.
She's all right. Pac versus Gravity. Claudio and Moxley against the Lucha Brothers versus the Best Friends. I guess Adam Cole and MJF are going to be speaking in FTR. Oh no, I'm sorry, Collision for next week. FTR versus Adam Cole and MJF for the AEW. I almost called it the AWA, the AEW World Tag Titles. Apparently, I'm still thinking it's 1988.
Hey, we still there, I guess.
Yeah. And let's see, El Hito, Del Vikingo, and Action Andrade and Darius Martin take on Juice Robinson and the Guns and Buddy Matthews versus Andrade, El Idolo.
I'm kind of feeling that it's the most random card ever.
Yeah, it's well that those last couple matches are going to be the Collision for next week, but yeah, it is kind of random. Yeah,
it's so random, and then we got all in coming up, and we really don't even know what the card is. I know it's July. I know it. I get it, but I started noticing that all these pay-per-views really don't get built up until like 2 weeks before the show, which is crazy to me.
I mean, when we were kids, they used to build them up for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah, that was before we had,
especially in WWE.
I know In Your House, they had it, like when they did the In Your House stuff, like
that's because it was
up that first week. Yeah. Yes. But even SummerSlam and stuff, we had like even the Big Four we had, it was like, okay, they was laying some groundwork, and then 5 weeks before what it is, then they will do it. So I'm like, I don't understand. I don't know. Maybe it's me.
No, I don't think. No, I get what you're saying. We need more time to build it up. These days, as opposed to like what we were when we were kids, it's all like short-term booking or short. You know, they just book it last minute, and that's what I think everybody's used to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they used to build up these storylines and make you care about them back in the day when we were kids.
It made me want to purchase the event. You know, it's just like now it seems like it's
I don't think they care.
Build it up. I don't think they care either. It's to the point where it's like
the thing they're building it up for is a pirated stream, basically. So they don't care.
Yeah, true.
All right.
I don't like it.
No, I don't like the style either.
I want to see a big build up. I like even Double or Nothing. It was like, okay, they just sat there and just started doing matches 2 weeks before and saying, oh yeah, this is what's gonna happen. You like, okay, like, dude, you had like a whole 6 weeks, whole 6, 7, 8 weeks to build. Now it's only building stuff 3 weeks, 2 weeks before the show.
It's crazy. It's just I don't think it makes much sense either. Do you have anything else AEW you want to talk about related?
Nah, I'm all set.
Really? Anything else at all? What's in the world? What's in store for the fans of Showtime? Marcel Williams.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, I'm semi-retired. So I was like semi-retired for now, and I just like coming out here to talk about wrestling when I get the chance to, and you know, I keep my eyes open. I watch everything. Watch everything, people. Everything.
Watch it all. Watch it all.
I watch everything that be said.
Well, there's a lot of things coming up this coming weekend. I will be at Rhode Island, for the New England Fan Fest. It's going to be an amazing time, I think. We got legends like Kane are going to be there. I don't have the list in front of me, but there's. I heard that the Golden Boy Chick Donovan was announced recently. Which that's a rare appearance right there. There's a ton of different, tons of legendary talents that are going to be there, professional wrestling wise. I believe Coco will be where it's going to be there. Tugboat, Fred Ottman's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame the night before, as is Trooper Gilmore, who's a legend in the area. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head because I don't have it in front of me, but it's going to be a really, really good time. It's going to be a lot of fun, going to the New England Fan Fest. So if you guys are in there, stop by the PWT table and say hello. Tell us you watched us here. WSBN Sports. Exactly. So I guess we'll wrap it up because we don't got much else to talk about. And we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Take care.